My sister Nancy, brother Bob, and I grew up on the south side of Syracuse in a large Irish Catholic family in the 1940s and 50s. Dad returned from the Second World War in 1945, and I was born in 1946. It was a time of optimism and relief that the war was over, but also adjustment. My mother went from working for the Department of Defense at Syracuse University to being at home with 3 children born in 4 years. Like most men of that era, Dad talked little about his war experiences and just got on with life. In his spare time, Dad salvaged wood from an old trailer and straightened the nails by hammering them back to usefulness. At 10, my best friend Mary Ellen and I built a treehouse out of salvaged wood and decidedly crooked nails. We were a resourceful family. No garment was discarded without saving the zipper, buttons, and lightweight fabric to use as lining. Nancy and I made doll clothes out of scraps and later made wool suits from patterns created by French designers whose names we couldn't pronounce. We wore our suits to church on Sunday. Down the hill we Donahue sisters walked in our good wool suits, high heels clicking, stockings held up by garter belts, hands covered in white gloves. I can still see Nancy decked out in a green wool suit with hand ticking around the lapels and antique buttons down the front, walking ahead of me down Hutchinson Avenue. Our parents never pointed out the incongruity of our outfits in our working class Irish neighborhood. Nancy and I made our own clothes in high school, college, and through our early married lives. Nancy made her wedding gown, recutting the silk from Mom's wedding dress and covering it with lace. Assuming that I too would marry, although no candidate had yet presented himself, Mom bought an extra piece of matching lace. When I married Mike, she added it to the bottom of the dress. Some families would experience dependence on resourcefulness as disadvantage. For us, it was a gift. My brother Bob now works as a mason and contractor. He buys dilapidated houses and turns them into beautiful homes for young families. Nancy is a child psychologist, and I'm a retired teacher and elementary school principal. Bob's work is most directly related to our parents' lessons in resourcefulness. I like to think Nancy and I applied those lessons in our work as well. I'm thankful for the lessons learned growing up all those years ago, yet I would not go back. Not to age 20 or 30 with their gifts of energy, strength, and optimism. Living 76 years gives me an understanding of myself and the world and the gifts I have to offer the next generation. Today, I focus on passing these gifts to our 10 and 12-year-old granddaughters, Caroline and Jane. And I would like to report that being a grandparent is the very best part of life.